Imagine this. In the vast chessboard of the Indo-Pacific, the Philippines, a nation of 7,000 islands, suddenly finds itself at the center. Not through bold declarations, but through quiet handshakes in closed meeting rooms, alliances emerging like hidden orchids, stretching from the Pacific to European capitals. Why now? As tensions rise in the South China Sea, global powers are recognizing the archipelago's strategic position, its growing economy supported by millions of overseas Filipinos, and its young workforce preparing for a new era of technology and innovation. These are not loud announcements. These are subtle shifts, trade deals agreed over coffee, joint patrols strengthening under the night sky, and investments promising jobs and security. For Filipinos abroad, for travelers looking at the horizon, and for those following geopolitics at home, this story shapes your future. The Philippines is not just enduring, it is rising with strategic purpose. Today on Discovering the Earth, we count down the 10 countries quietly building powerful ties with your homeland. We begin with a Pacific neighbor stepping forward at a crucial moment. Country 10, New Zealand. Nestled on the edge of the Pacific, New Zealand, known for its dramatic landscapes and calm pace, might seem distant from the Philippines' tropical rhythm. Yet beneath the surface, a quiet partnership is taking form across thousands of kilometers. It is not based on grand displays, but on shared challenges like climate vulnerability and a mutual understanding of Indo-Pacific stability. Trade between the two nations continues to grow, with New Zealand's dairy and tech exports aligning with Philippine electronics and agricultural goods. Bilateral trade reached around $500 million in 2024, according to ASEAN reports. But the most notable development is in defense. In April 2025, both countries signed a Status of Visiting Forces agreement, allowing troops to train together. This builds on earlier logistics cooperation and encourages joint maritime exercises that protect sea routes vital for Filipino fishers and exporters. For overseas Filipino workers, New Zealand's seasonal agricultural programs now prioritize skilled Filipino workers, with more than 5,000 finding roles last year. Why the stronger ties? New Zealand, once more distant in Pacific geopolitics, is increasingly cautious of growing influence in nearby waters. Manila's firm stance in the West Philippine Sea aligns with Wellington's commitment to a rules-based order. Both countries are also working to diversify partners in an uncertain global economy. Filipinos benefit through improved military training, potential growth in high-wage tech roles, and investments in renewable energy projects, especially in Mindanao. Risks remain, including resource strain from expanded joint training and cultural adjustments in military cooperation. But overall, the relationship strengthens security and opportunity. A symbolic moment came in May 2025 during the signing of the SOVFA in Wellington. A Filipino naval officer, Lieutenant Maria Santos, was seen sharing a light conversation with her Kiwi counterpart about the challenges of rough seas. That simple moment captured the essence of trust built quietly over time. As these Pacific connections strengthen, we now look north to a European powerhouse blending engineering strength with the Philippines' growing ambition. Country 9, Germany. Germany, Europe's industrial engine, may seem far from Southeast Asia's rhythms, but recent years have shown a deeper connection forming with the Philippines. German renewable energy companies invested heavily in Philippine wind power in 2024, including a $200 million commitment reported by the World Bank. Defense cooperation also advanced in May 2025 through agreements on training and technology sharing for radar systems crucial to monitoring Philippine waters. Opportunities for Filipino workers continue to grow as Germany increases visa quotas for nurses, engineers, and technicians to address labor shortages. Diplomatically, Germany consistently supports Manila's maritime rights at the United Nations. This surge in cooperation is tied to Germany's broader Indo-Pacific outlook. After the Ukraine war disrupted Europe's energy security, Berlin's strategy shifted toward Southeast Asia to diversify supply chains. Philippine minerals, including lithium and nickel, are gaining attention for Europe's expanding electric vehicle industry. For Manila, strengthening ties with Germany adds balance to its relationships with major powers. Filipinos gain through expansion of renewable energy jobs, potential manufacturing opportunities, and improved maritime monitoring that enhances national security. Concerns include possible overdependence on foreign technology and increased migration of skilled workers, which may impact local industries. Still, the partnership appears mutually beneficial. A meaningful moment occurred in August 2024 when Germany's defense minister visited Manila. He toured a joint solar project in Tarlac, where he met engineer Elena Reyes, whose work on wind turbines now lights her village. "It's not just power," she told reporters. "It's proof we can move forward together." From Europe's industrial heart, We move to a former empire, rediscovering its role in the Indo-Pacific. Country 8. United Kingdom. The United Kingdom, known for its long history and global reach, is quietly renewing its presence in Southeast Asia, with the Philippines emerging as a key partner. A 2024 agreement on maritime security paved the way for joint patrols, with British ships conducting exercises alongside Filipino forces. Trade also strengthened through a 2025 Economic Committee meeting that expanded cooperation in fintech, education, and agriculture, boosting flows worth more than £2 billion. For Filipinos, eased visa pathways are creating more opportunities for work and study in the UK, with remittances topping $1 billion last year. The UK also consistently supports adherence to international maritime laws, aligning with Philippine positions in regional forums. This closer relationship stems from Britain's post-Brexit strategy, which emphasizes deeper ties with Indo-Pacific economies. The Philippines offers access to rapidly growing ASEAN markets, while both nations share interests in protecting maritime routes. Filipinos benefit through enhanced sea security, expanded scholarships, and increased exposure to global industries. Challenges include balancing defense priorities with domestic needs and ensuring that cooperation remains equitable. In March 2025, UK Foreign Secretary David Lammy visited Manila and met with exporters benefiting from reduced trade barriers. One of them, Anna Cruz, said her mango products now reach British shelves more easily. "From old trade routes to new opportunities," she remarked, capturing the renewed spirit of cooperation. Across the channel, another European nation steps forward with a blend of culture, innovation, and strategic focus. Country 7. France. France, known for its rich culture and global influence, has been steadily expanding its engagement with the Philippines. A defense agreement expected in late 2025 will open the door to joint military exercises, including training for Philippine pilots in France and cooperative air patrols near Palawan. Economically, trade is growing through partnerships in aviation, technology, and film co-production, amounting to more than $1 billion in recent projections. Filipino caregivers continue to find opportunities in France, where demand for skilled workers is increasing. French companies are also active in Philippine infrastructure projects, including proposed high-speed rail developments. France's growing interest in the Philippines aligns with its Indo-Pacific strategy, which seeks stable and reliable partners as global supply chains shift. Manila gains an additional counterbalance in navigating regional tensions. Benefits for Filipinos include stronger air defense capabilities, expanded creative industry collaboration, and new opportunities in engineering and caregiving. Challenges include potential language barriers and ensuring that foreign investments align with local needs. During a 2025 economic meeting in Paris, diplomat Maria Teresa Gonzalez celebrated new agreements, while Filipino filmmaker Carlo Mendez received support for an independent film highlighting the OFW experience. His comment captured the spirit of this partnership. "France is not just investing, it is helping us tell our stories." From Europe's elegance, we now fly to a nation connected by people and a shared sense of community. Country 6. Canada. Canada, familiar to many Filipinos due to its large diaspora, continues to deepen its ties with the Philippines. A 2025 defense agreement allows Canada to participate more extensively in training activities in the Philippines. Exploratory talks for a free trade agreement aim to expand the current multi-billion-dollar exchange in agriculture and services. Canada also remains a top destination for Filipino migrants, with nearly 1 million Filipino Canadians strengthening personal and economic links between the two countries. Seasonal agricultural programs continue to hire thousands of Filipino workers, while Canada's demand for nurses and healthcare workers remains high. Canada's Indo-Pacific strategy identifies the Philippines as a core partner in building resilient supply chains, especially for vital minerals used in electric vehicles. The two nations also share interests in maintaining stable sea routes. For Filipinos, this means enhanced maritime security, more job opportunities abroad, and potential investments in renewable energy and mining. Possible concerns include increased brain drain and ensuring that environmental safeguards are respected. A memorable moment came during the November 2025 signing of the defense agreement in Manila. A Filipino nurse from Vancouver, Rosa Lim, celebrated expanded training opportunities that would help her family in Cebu. Her message, shared widely online, emphasized unity between the two nations. From North America, we turn toward a neighbor with shared seas, shared challenges, and strengthening resolve. Country 5. Vietnam. Vietnam, dynamic, historic, and resilient, shares more with the Philippines than geography. Both nations face similar challenges in the South China Sea, forging cooperation built on mutual respect. Their strategic partnership deepened in 2025 through new defense dialogues, including Coast Guard cooperation and information sharing. Trade is expected to reach $10 billion by 2025, with Vietnamese rice supporting Philippine food security and Philippine electronics contributing to Vietnam's growing manufacturing sector. Thousands of Filipinos work in Vietnam's tourism and technology industries, while joint river and flood management projects strengthen climate resilience. The push for stronger ties reflects shared experiences with maritime tensions and the need to balance regional influence. Both economies are also seeking new partners to support post-pandemic recovery. Filipinos benefit through improved maritime protection, stable food supply chains, and expanding job opportunities in Vietnam. Challenges include ensuring that ASEAN unity remains intact and that economic overlaps do not create competition instead of collaboration. In April 2025, Philippine Army Chief Paquito Andrade's visit to Hanoi highlighted the growing partnership. A story of Filipino and Vietnamese officers sharing experiences during humanitarian rescue operations displayed a bond built through real-world cooperation. From Southeast Asia's solidarity, we move to a rising global power with ancient history and modern ambition. Country 4. India. India, rich in culture, home to fast-growing industries, and a key player in global diplomacy, is emerging as a major partner for the Philippines. In August 2025, both nations elevated their relationship to a full strategic partnership, backed by an action plan through 2029. Discussions on defense cooperation include possible acquisition of India's BrahMos missile system. Trade reached more than $3 billion in 2024, driven by pharmaceuticals, electronics, and renewable energy components. Direct flights help support tourism and the growing number of Filipinos working in India's expanding technology and service sectors. India's Act East policy and the Philippines' Defense Modernization Program align closely. Both countries seek resilient supply chains and greater cooperation within the Indo-Pacific. For Filipinos, benefits include stronger deterrence capabilities, agricultural technology assistance, and thousands of skilled visa opportunities each year. Challenges include bureaucratic delays and cultural adjustments in military exchanges. Yet the shared democratic values of both nations help build trust. During President Marcos's 2025 state visit to Delhi, more than a dozen agreements were signed. A businesswoman, Laila Patel, highlighted new trade in Philippine abaca used for eco-friendly products. Her story reflected the growing possibilities between the two nations. From South Asia's giant, we head to a country whose culture has already made a deep impact on Filipino life. Country 3. South Korea. South Korea, known for innovation and cultural influence, continues to strengthen its long-standing ties with the Philippines. Their strategic partnership was reaffirmed in late 2025, focusing on joint maritime exercises, submarine hunting drills, and cybersecurity cooperation. Trade reached about $12 billion after the 2024 Free Trade Agreement took effect, boosting Philippine agricultural exports and supporting Korean manufacturing investments in the Philippines. Tens of thousands of Filipinos work in shipbuilding, entertainment, and manufacturing, contributing to both economies. Korean companies are also planning new investments in artificial intelligence and smart city development. The closer ties reflect Seoul's broader strategy to expand partnerships in Southeast Asia, particularly as technology supply chains face global pressure. Filipinos benefit through strengthened cyber defenses, new manufacturing jobs, and expanded travel opportunities, including cultural exchange programs. Risks include intellectual property concerns and increasing migration of Filipino youth seeking opportunities in Korea. But overall, cooperation continues to grow steadily. In 2025, a renewed commitment between both leaders included plans for a new consulate in Busan. A Filipino entrepreneur who exports banana chips to Korea described the partnership as a combination of shared enthusiasm and practical cooperation. This momentum carries us to another Pacific nation with a long-standing commitment to regional security. Country 2. Australia. Australia, diverse, resilient, and closely tied to the Indo-Pacific, remains one of the Philippines' most reliable partners. In 2025, a new defense agreement allowed increased Australian access to Philippine bases, expanding joint training and humanitarian coordination. Trade continues to rise, with long-term development programs worth hundreds of millions of dollars supporting agriculture, climate adaptation, and education. Filipino workers remain active in Australia's care and skilled labor sectors, and Australian firms are engaged in Philippine mining and digital infrastructure. Australia's strategic focus highlights the importance of the South China Sea to global trade. Both countries share concerns over regional stability and are strengthening their cooperation to protect vital sea routes. Filipinos gain through enhanced defense capabilities, expanded job opportunities, and infrastructure support. Challenges include environmental concerns linked to mining projects and potential community impacts near joint training sites. During a 2025 diplomatic visit, an Australian minister met Filipino fisherfolk benefiting from expanded seafood exports to Australia. Their conversation reflected how regional cooperation reaches ordinary people. These Pacific links now lead us to the Philippines' closest and most enduring strategic partner in Asia. Country 1. Japan. Japan, known for discipline, innovation, and deep historical connections with the Philippines, enters 2025 with the strongest ties yet. The Reciprocal Access Agreement signed in 2025 enables seamless movement of troops for training and joint operations, enhancing interoperability with both Japan and the United States. Japan remains the Philippines' largest source of development assistance, with billions invested in transportation, energy, and disaster-resilient infrastructure. Trade exceeds $18 billion, with Japanese companies employing thousands of Filipinos in manufacturing and automotive sectors. Filipino nurses and caregivers also continue to find opportunities through Japan's labor agreements. Japan's updated security strategy identifies the Philippines as a crucial partner in maintaining a stable Indo-Pacific. Both nations share concerns about maritime challenges and are expanding cooperation to protect regional sea lanes. Benefits for Filipinos include advanced defense capabilities, major infrastructure upgrades, and strong economic partnerships. Challenges include currency fluctuations and managing the impact of expanded military cooperation on local communities. In April 2025, Prime Minister Ishiba met President Marcos in Tokyo to reaffirm the growing partnership. During a joint training exercise in Bataan, a Japanese officer spoke of the shared commitment to regional peace as both sides observed new maritime technologies in action. This long-standing bond highlights the Philippines' key role in shaping the Indo-Pacific's future. As our countdown ends, one message becomes clear. The Philippines is no longer at the sidelines of global affairs. These 10 nations, from New Zealand's steady friendship to Japan's enduring partnership, are working with the Philippines to shape a more secure and prosperous future. Together, they contribute tens of billions in trade, support millions of jobs, and strengthen the country's presence on the world stage. For Filipinos worldwide, these ties affect everyday life, from the safety of sea routes to the stability of the peso, from job opportunities abroad to new investments at home. These partnerships offer growth, but they also require careful balance to protect sovereignty and national interest. Is the Philippines stepping into a new era of global collaboration or navigating a more demanding world stage? Time will tell. If this exploration of global partnerships gave you new insight into the Philippines' growing influence, consider liking this video, subscribing to Discovering the Earth, and sharing it with someone who would appreciate it. Salamat, and until next time, magandang gabi.